What's the biggest mistake you've watched someone make in their personal life? Must be my disabled brother who fell for an internet scam. He met a woman online. She lived in a different continent, but he was certain she was the love of his life. Spent over a year chatting and emailing her, and helping her with money from time to time. Very fishy stuff. But he refused to listen to my skepticism. It ended when he had saved up enough money to go visit her. He went, came back 2 days later and refused to ever admit what had happened. Went to his grave without ever talking about it. Second place goes to my father, who cheered him on. He wasn't sure whether it was a scam or not, but he thought it was nice that my brother had hopes and dreams. My uncle got himself a mistress. Lent her $10,000 he never got back and lost his job defending her at work. Wife served him divorce papers short afterwards. He gave up his house to his wife. So he ended up jobless and homeless, sleeping on our couch at the ripe age of 60. My high school philosophy teacher cheated on his wife with my classmate. His daughter was in the year below us. She transferred schools out of embarrassment when her dad finally left the family to pursue a relationship with the 18-year-old. Yuck. My friend chose to have a child with a man who had cheated on her multiple times while still in high school. A buddy that lived with me for a while got a car he couldn't afford because he was obsessed with image. Stopped making payments. Tried to part out the car and report as stolen since he had the bright idea that would bring more money than just giving it back to the bank. Then got into check fraud, which landed him in jail. Been in and out of the system ever since. From stories I hear, a guy in his mid-50s always worked under the table. Never filed a tax return. Didn't understand that he wouldn't qualify for Social Security. When I showed him the requirements on the SSA.gov website, I thought he was going to cry. Single mother of 3 living in poverty. Gave her parents her $6,000 tax refund to hold onto because she didn't want her abusive ex to convince her to split it with him. Parents spend it all in weeks. Have a child with someone who fights them on their parenting style. Also cheated on my friend who was 8 months pregnant. They just got married too. Have kids under the hope they'll fix their marriage. Children are not accessories. Friend worked hard to gain the credentials to advance his career to his goals. It took 4 months for him to get busted having an affair with a subordinate, and he lost all he worked for and ended up losing his license. Dump all of their savings, $30,000 or so, into random crypto at the height of the market. They were trying to get more money to put towards a house but lost a majority of it when things crashed. When their significant other found out, they left. My brother ran for public office without having an agenda. He had no leadership qualifications, background in position, or support from anyone in the community. His took out a 10 Kelvins personal loan to finance his political run and held one fundraiser where most of the attendees were family and couldn't vote for him. He lost badly, coming in last behind 4 other candidates. It took him years to pay back the loan and refill his savings, which he completely drained to pay for signage and flyers. Saddest of all, the printer misspelled his name on both items. So any remnant is a harsh reminder of how badly things went. Let go of a girl close to their wedding because of his idea of what a wife should be like. Lives in deep regret now as she married his friend and they're really happy whilst he has never found anyone else. Have another kid, after number 13. Waste their entire inheritance on drugs. My friend failed psych evals to join the army. Once he got around that exception, he was kicked out within a year. He robbed the corner store less than a mile from his house. He was in full SWAT gear with a tactical mask. Everyone knew exactly who it was. There were 8 calls to Crime Stoppers identifying him. He was arrested within 3 hours of the crime with the still loaded pistol in his car. If he had used a fake gun or an unloaded pistol, he would have gotten 1/2 or 1/4 the prison sentence. He went from being in the army to prison in less than a month. One of my students was offered a 95% scholarship to Juilliard. They turned it down because they felt a 95% scholarship was a slap to the face, and instead decided not to go to school. Last I heard, they weren't playing and were working minimum wage, but talking about how good they used to be. My sister lost her 3 kids due to an addiction to methamphetamine about 5 years ago. She complains non-stop about how the system stole her babies, while smoking meth to this day. My brother was getting scouted by Northeastern colleges to play football after playing remarkably well in high school. He dropped out of high school 6 months before he graduated. Being passive and just letting everything happen to him. He wasn't sure if he wanted kids or not, but his girlfriend did, so they had sex without condoms. She got pregnant with twins. He looks absolutely miserable. Similar things happened to him involving housing. His family convinced him to put the parents' mortgage in his name. Things got messy. Don't just let things happen to you.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.